Hey, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. Every week, I like to bring you a new podcast, a new concept, a new mental construct. And really what I want to do is three things: multiply your life, multiply your money, and multiply your business. And I think that's what a good coach can do. 2021 is going to be devoted much of my time to focusing on one big concept: becoming the leading authority in the world on activation of prey drive. Today, we're talking about the dark side of prey drive. How do you handle fear, disappointment, anger, resentment, rejection? Today on Super Coach, I'm going to show you how to convert a perceived negative thing in life to something incredibly positive. I'm Coach Michael Burt, and you're watching Super Coach.
Everybody needs a coach in life. Coaching businesses and entrepreneurs like you to spike an additional 40% to your bottom line. Michael Burt is a multi-championship coach, best-selling author, trainer, motivator, and all-around super coach. Now, from the Greatness Factory Studios, this is Super Coach.
All right, I'm Coach Michael Burt. Welcome to Super Coach. You can find this on iTunes, right? Stitcher Republic podcast. We're trying to make sure it's all up, but more importantly, you can find it on YouTube. And every single week, I believe in giving you lots of coaching. This year, I'm writing a new book. This is book number 17, folks. It's hard to believe I've been in this game that long, that I've written 17 books. I've signed a major publishing deal with McGraw-Hill on the book, Flip the Switch, How to Activate the Prey Drive in You and Your People. And I'm coming off a 2-day boot camp last week that was incredible. If you haven't come to my lodge, if you haven't made plans to join me at the new Greatness Factory of Nashville, if you haven't gotten in a room with me, then I'm telling you, you got to get in a room with me. You got to come to Flip the Switch, the boot camp. You got to come to the Coaching Summit. You got to come to the Monster Growth Boot Camp. You got to come to Person of Interest, which is coming up in February. Because people left there laughing, crying. What they did was the hard work. What I call engineering, the inner engineering of doing the hard work. And part of the hard work is addressing this negative emotion that could keep you from doing something big in the world, right? And so think of it this way: prey drive is in each one of us. It is, in essence, what I've been doing my whole life. There's a difference between activating something and motivating something. My job in your life is to activate something in you. So in the animal, prey drive is the ability to stalk, capture, and kill prey, right? You see it, you pursue it, you capture it. In the human, prey drive is the instinctual ability to see something with the eyes or in the mind. You see, this weekend I had ideas, I had imagination, I had thought processes. What if I do this? What if I create this? What if I, right? That is, I'm seeing it in the mind's eye. But I have to have the persistence and intensity to pursue it. Like my sales goals. Hit this number every single week. Like, that's easy to say. I want to hit this number. I want to do this. I see it in the eyes. Like, what about this lane? Could this opportunity work? Could this potential work? That's the easy part, man. It's activated. The hard part is the persistence and the intensity. And I think that Mama lied to us when she said the first step is the hardest. The first step ain't the hardest, folks. Anybody can get started. The vicious cycle you hear me talk about is we start with good intention. We got really excited about something. We failed to follow through. And then we experience guilt. The guilt is associated with grief. That is the prey drive. So when you think about it, what motivates and activates and reactivates this drive every single day is the pursuit of something. Like when you're studying the animal, to the animal, pay attention to this. There is no greater reward for the animal than the mere ability to pursue its prey. You see, the reason I'm opening new greatness factories, the reason I'm pursuing new things, the reason I'm trying to go to another level is because, man, it motivates me. It activates my prey drive. The reason I want greatness factories all over the country, I want to license a greatness factory, because it motivates me. It activates a drive in me. Capturing the prey doesn't motivate, folks. Once you capture the prey, you're bored with it. You're ready to go on the hunt again. Once you hit your first sales target, now you're bored with the sales target. I actually tell people, if you hit your sales target 3 straight times, then you need to move to the next target. So just remember, in humans, the mere ability to pursue the prey. So in essence, what you're doing is you're going from A to B, man. You're going from A to B. A is where you currently are. B is where you're trying to go to. There is strategy and execution in the middle. There's sacrifice in the middle. If you're not clear about your B is a single outcome you're trying to drive in a 12-month cycle. I break it down into 30-day increments, and then I break it down into 5-day increments. If you're on a 5-day work week, then I break it down to a daily increment. To hit your number, I got to hit this number every single day. And that is going from A to B. So so people ask me all the time, what suppresses prey drive? Because in the second segment, we're going to get into the dark side of prey drive. The raw ambition, the instinct to pursue, the selfishness, the greed, the jealousy, the envy, the comparison. How do you use these things, right? So what suppresses prey drive? Why do we live in a complacent nation? We live in a complacent nation because satisfied needs never motivate, only unsatisfied needs. If I come to work today and I get my first score and I hit my sales target for the day, man, I got no motivation to go get anything else. Like, man, just take the rest of the day off. Go down to the honky tonk in Nashville, to Tootsie's, and sit down there. No, you got to get this concept in you that once you get the first score, you got to go for the second score, and you got to go for the third score, and you got to go for the fourth score. Satisfied needs never motivate, only unsatisfied needs. So complacency is a settling because we've got our needs met. Once our needs are met, it's like it satiates us. It's like, boom, I just, sit back and relax, right? So what happens is, when I studied the motivational theories for prey drive, the book, and I'm going to get deeper into this, like I'm going to go away into the woods and spend time to myself. I may go out and live amongst the animals, Jack, right? Live amongst the lions and the tigers and the cheetahs and really figure out prey drive, right? I tried to rent a real cheetah once at the Nashville Zoo, but they wouldn't let me. And so here's my point. When you're in the jungle, man, it's eat or be eaten. It's kill or be killed. It's survival of the fittest, man, right? It is you are the prey or the predator. Well, in selling, man, you got to wake up every day with that mindset. Somebody out there has a problem. I'm going to solve that problem for them, in which they're going to exchange money. Who is it? That's my hit list, right? That's my hit list. I'm the predator. I'm going out finding problems every day. That's what I'm preying on, problems. And I'm helping people solve those problems in exchange of money. And they're everywhere, folks. So what we've become is a very complacent nation. When I study the top 20 motivational theories, they all said the same thing. We move toward things we want. We move toward things we want. When we get what we want, we become complacent, satisfied. We lose our hunger, right? We lose our desire. We lose our mojo. We lose our confidence, right? It's like we don't have the swag to go get it anymore. So what should be our target is what we are pursuing, that I covered in this boot camp, is we're pursuing self-actualization, right? Once your basic needs are met, your physiological, your safety, your love and belonging, your self-esteem, what you really should be pursuing is the pursuit of your God-given potential. And I think you need activators to want to pursue that. You need a competition. You need a fight. You need a game to be in. You need an embarrassment. You need an environment. You need something that comes along and like shakes you up a little bit, wakes you up from the slumber. Could be your back against the wall. Could be somebody said you can't do it. Could be you going broke and you got to figure out a way to make it happen. You need some external factor that activates that drive in you. That is what you need, all right? Now, when we come back from the break, I'm going to get into some negative sides of prey drive: fear, disappointment, anger, rejection, lack of focus, jealousy, comparison, because I'm doing a webinar on this concept, the dark side of prey drive. And prey drive is a positive thing, but there are lots of negatives that happen in the world. I have a couple simple mindsets. It's going to be a fight, but we're going to find a way to win, right? Expect the unexpected, right? We go to bed tired, we wake up hungry, it all goes to zero at midnight. Like, we push every day with so much force and velocity to the marketplace. That's how we get business. We don't use one strategy, we use 12 strategies. And we're using them at the same time. Most people are using one strategy right? And they're trying to figure out why they're not hitting their targets. Look, I go to A, then I go to B, then I go to C, then I go to D, then I go to E, right? I just keep going until I hit my number. And I don't stop until I hit the number. That is prey drive, man. When I'm tired, I fight through the fatigue, right? On Saturday night, I'm at Jeff Ruby's, I'm having dinner with my wife, and a dude texts in. So a dude texts in and says, man, my brother's interested in Monster Producer. Can you get him in? And you know what I did? I'm like, man, I called him right then at dinner with my wife, sold him Monster Producer. I said, that's a $1,000 phone call right there to get him in Monster Producer, but that ain't right. How many people would do that? Most people would say, let's wait till Monday. Let me call you later. I'm like, no, man, we're doing a deal. Last night, I'm working on a $2.4 million deal in Florida. My real estate agent called me. I called him back and said, man, I'm eating a little swordfish. Can I call you right back? I'm like, man, you need to put the swordfish down and let's close this $2.4 million deal, okay? That is prey drive, folks. When we come back, I'm going to show you the dark side of prey drive and how to use it to your advantage. Hey, I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach, and I just finished my workout at F45. That's Functional Fitness 45 minutes. It is the greatest workout on the planet. Because let me tell you what you're going to need today. To tackle the world today, you're going to need three things. You're going to need courage to take action, courage to make bold moves, courage to go the distance. You're going to need commitment. You're going to need to commit to yourself, to see something through to its logical conclusion. You're going to need confidence. And when I leave here every day, I've got all three of those things fighting for me. If you want a real workout, really burn some calories, really do something big, you need to come down to F45 and work out with me. First week on me. Welcome back to Super Coach. Man, this is a great podcast. This is a great show. Every single week I want to bring this to your life on YouTube. We're trying to work out the kinks, right, on iTunes. We've still got something going on iTunes. And Jack, you may be able to get with Kara on that. See if we can work through that, because we got millions of people trying to listen to us. They can't get in the door right now. So go to YouTube. Watch me on YouTube, folks. I am on Clubhouse now, at Coach Burt. Instagram, at Michael Burt. Clubhouse, you just get on there and talk like you're in the Clubhouse. It's a new app that's out. Pretty interesting. You could get log jammed in there for hours, though. That's the bad thing. And I want to talk about a couple boot camps I have coming up in February, specifically Person of Interest. And Person of Interest is where I teach you all the strategies that I'm currently using. That one's February 17, 18. 17, 18 at my lodge. And it's where I'm teaching you how to become a person of interest. How to raise your famous factor, how to become a known quantity, what are the ingredients of people of interest, how to brand and market yourself, how to position around concept, like how to be the real deal. Go to coachburt.com/events. Check out my events, man. Find one you can come to. Get in a room with me. We're still doing live events every month at the Nashville Greatness Factory, which we're getting up and going. And at my lodge, I'm still traveling. Looks like I'm going to be, where am I going to be? I'm going to be in Seaside at my house in Florida that hopefully I just sold to get a new house. I'm going to be in Scottsdale, Arizona at the 1% Nation Conference coming up. I'm going to be back at my lodge the 28th and 29th for my Monster Growth Boot Camp. Then I got a boot camp with Ken Jocelyn. Then I'm going to be at, where am I coming to? Dallas, Texas, Cemetery event. Look at this, Jack. Look at all these places I'm going to be. Then Old Country Nights at the lodge with Randy Hauser. Then 2-day boot camp at my lodge. Then I'm going back to Arizona. Then I'm going to West Palm. Man, this is crazy. And in the process, I'm going to be in Houston, Texas. So, folks, the world ain't stopping for Coach Burt. I just keep on trucking, man. Keep on trucking. So let's talk about the negative side of prey drive. Prey drive is an instinct. To see it and pursue it. I think about my son who's 7 months old, and he wants to eat everything. He's grabbing things, putting it in his, right, boom, straight to his mouth. Wants to eat it, wants to eat the phone, wants to eat everything. Like I remember Orrin Claff always saying this, when you meet something, you want to eat it, you want to kill it, or you want to sleep with it. That's the three instincts we have. Eat it, kill it, sleep with it. Now, here's the point. The point is there's a interest in something. Bigger future. Playing at a higher frequency. Making more money. Having a nice car, having great views, right? There's an interest. Then there's a persistence and intensity. But what happens? See, this is the interesting part of the negative side of prey drive. Let's just take fear, for example. Let's say you knew that I could help you. You knew I could help you get to a higher frequency. You knew that you need your prey drive activated and reactivated every single day. You knew it. But you're scared to spend the $997 to get into the coaching program. You're scared to invest the money. Why? Because you got fear, man. Fear of what? Fear that you can't replace the money. Fear that it's a bad decision. Fear that you won't get your money's worth. Fear that, man, what if I could spend the money over here? I had to do the other day, said, man, I'm going to spend the $997 over here. And I'm like, you ain't got enough money, man. Because if you can't spend $997 over here and $997 with me, then you ain't got enough money. It's all the more reason you need to be in the coaching program. What you got is a big old pile of fear. That's what you got, folks. Okay? And you're never going to be at a higher frequency doing the same thing you've been doing. I talked to a guy today. The man, he just lives in fear. Fear is an unpleasant emotion created by a belief that something's going to harm me. We all have it. We all have it. It comes from our past. It comes from a belief. It comes from believing that something's going to harm me in the future. So because of the fear, we don't take action. We're afraid we're going to lose something. That is an activator of prey drive, fear of loss. Now, when you have that negative emotion, I call it negative because it prohibits and paralyzes millions of people. It's because your mindset is all screwed up. Okay? When it comes to investing money in yourself, you're not spending money, you're investing money. Right? If I spend $200,000 to get the Greatness Factory up and going, but it makes $1 million a year, am I spending it or investing it? Right? I'm just putting that money into an asset that can produce more money. I'm not spending the money. It's like I'm walking over to the 9th floor and throwing it out the window. It's not wasting the money. So fear is a paralyzer for people. And it's like, here's my big question for 2021. What are you trying to do? And who can help you do it? Like I called Steve Carlos at 2 Market Media today, said, man, I want to be on television. Cardone can be on television. I need to be on television. He's like, yeah, it's complicated and it's confusing and, you got to go through this. And this. But look, what do we got to do, man? This is what I'd like to do. I'd like to be on television. Who can help us? Right? That's the question. And then removing the fear of calling that person and saying, hey, man, I talked to you. Can you help me? Hey, can you help me? I know you got a show. I know you got a connection. I know you got something. Can you help me get on there? All I can say is no, by the way. Right? See, this fear, I'm about to do a thing for all these people in California because there's these Facebook groups in California called Leaving California and Life After California, and there's 50, 60, 70, 80,000. Listen, if you hate California that much, folks, get your happy ass in the car and drive out of California. Right? Go to another place. There's other humans there. But most of them will literally get on there and just bitch about how much they don't like California. Right? And they don't like the government. I think he's a moron too. I think the state's in terrible condition. I think it's beautiful to visit there. Like I'm planning a trip to Napa. I think it's beautiful to visit California. I've been to Malibu. I've stayed up on the mountains. I've been to LA. Like I think I've been to San Diego. I think it's a beautiful place to visit. Terrible place to live. If you're worried about taxes and whatever, right? So leave. So what's stopping you from leaving? So the first step is I get on a Facebook group and I talk about leaving. And I gripe about leaving. Listen, I was taught very early by Covey, focus on what you can control. Okay? All you can do is vote to get a new governor in. All you can do is vote. That's all you can do, folks. So fear is a paralyzing emotion that keeps you from going. What about disappointment? The dark side of disappointment is you had an expectation. See, I don't have expectation of people. I do, but I don't. And my expectation is most people are going to let me down. Most people are not going to follow through. Most people are going to say one thing and do another. Most people are not going to see something through to its conclusion because I understand human nature. You may say that's negative. Folks, I've been coaching for 28 years, right? Very few people follow through for people. Am I cynical? No. I just have expectation that until I see it with my eyeballs, until I see it happen, I don't believe it. Also, if you're disappointed all the time, you're not helping enough people. You help 4,000 people and one of them lets you down, ain't going to bother you. You help 4 people and one lets you down. It's going to bother you. You're not helping enough people. What about anger? And I was thinking about this, Jack, when I was a basketball coach. We would lose a game, and I was so angry. I would stay up all night. I would walk the floors. I would stew, and my blood pressure would get up, and I was so worked up. And I was thinking, is that a bad thing or a good thing? I would bring the players in at 4:30 the next morning, 5:30. They hated it. They learned to hate losing more than they like winning. Now, is that a bad thing or a good thing? Because I won a championship, because I learned the value of seeing something through to its conclusion. I learned how to touch the line. I became the best coach in Tennessee. There was a guy in here last week, Greg Brown, who worked for Pat Summitt, Don Meyer, some of the great coaches. And I said, what's one thing that you learned under Pat Summitt? You know what he said? She never let anyone out of anything. If she said this is how it's going to be, that's how it was. And if somebody shortcut it, didn't touch the line, didn't follow through, she always addressed it. She never let people fall off the wagon, right? So that stare, that glare that Summitt had, that push, that we're doing this, right? That anger, where did it come from? Don't matter where it come from. Don't matter where it comes from. So if you got fear, disappointment, anger, when we come back from the break, I'm going to talk about rejection, lack of focus, and comparison. These are considered negative emotions. But folks, at the end of the day, these, like John Maxwell says, hi, I'm John, and I'm your friend. I want you to remember this statement. Hi, I'm fear, and I'm your friend. Hi, I'm disappointment, and I'm your friend. Hi, I'm anger, and I'm your friend. Hi, I'm rejection, and I'm definitely your friend. Hi, I'm jealousy, and I'm your friend. These emotions are your friends when it comes to activating your prey drive. I'm Coach Michael Burt, and you're watching Super Coach.
Monster Producer has completely changed my business. I created a whole new service level from being a part of Monster Producer. One event that I came to caused me to think completely differently about what accounting is, what it does for other companies, and how we really help people. And so each time that I come to Monster Producer, I have a new way of thinking about my business that is different than before, and that's what I love coming to these events for.
We've been a part of Monster Producer as a company for about a year. And it's been really good for our team to kind of see the strategies that he teaches and the things he does to motivate and agitate, get our prey drives going to do more things. He actually helped us see things a little bit different. Like he says, you can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. So he gave us some things to look at from outside so that we could look at it in a way that our customers would benefit, and then we would speed up the cycle to our benefit as well.
Jay Cash, the auctioneer here. I've been in Monster Producer for I think going on about 2 years now, and it's the real deal. And it's really been one of the best decisions I've ever made. A lot of times Coach talks about a 43% increase in your business. I feel that number out the door. Just the last year, in our second year, our business saw what was already a record amount of growth. To last year, we did 67% increase in business.
All right, welcome back to Super Coach. I'm Coach Michael Burt. Today we're talking about the negative side of prey drive. Prey drive being an instinct to see something with the eyes and have the persistence and intensity to go get it. As you know, I'm writing a new book called Flip the Switch. At least that's what it's called right now. I got to have that puppy done by March. Lord have mercy, I got to find somewhere to go and write this thing. 65,000 words, McGraw-Hill, all the bookstores, all the airports. I'm banking on number 17 making me famous, Jack. 17 times I've done this, folks. Every time I've gotten better. If you hadn't read my book, Person of Interest, you need to. Inside the Mind of a Monster doesn't get the credit. Swag is a great book. This ain't no practice life, right? Got some great books out there in the marketplace, and over the last 28 years, all I've been doing is coaching people, really understanding the psychology of activating the drive in a person, the prey drive in a person. And as I said on the break, prey drive, negative emotions are your friends. Right? Fear, disappointment, anger, rejection. When it comes to rejection, I'm going to show you how to use this. When I was speaking for the local chamber, when I first got up and got going, there was this publicist that was there to see me speak. Great, nice person, incredibly nice person, but always treated me like I wasn't that good. Like I represent big people. You, Coach Burt, little person. And so I always felt that. They didn't have to say it. I felt it. And I spoke one day, and they watched me, and somebody asked them how I did, and they said, oh, he's a pretty good basketball coach. He's a good speaker, right? That person's never going to make $1 million, folks. I'm just going to tell you right now. They ain't signing the book deals. They ain't doing a television show. They're not buying millions of dollars of real estate. I use that statement, which was kind of a slap in the face, to be motivated every day. Like, you know what? That person don't care about me. They don't care that I've gone on to do something important. They don't care I've gone on to do all those things, but I care. And I use that rejection, that little hint of rejection, and maybe they didn't mean it that way, but I took it that way. Now notice what I'm saying here. I look for things like, oh, you don't think I can do it? I'll show you I can do it. Thank you. Rejection, you're my friend. Matter of fact, I don't think there's any such thing as rejection, folks. Some will want what you have, some won't, some will not. So what? My lesson with my team this morning was from Grant Cardone's show, Undercover Billionaire, where I was teaching my team. Cardone has no hesitation about asking another person for something. Can I sleep in your RV here for 3 days? Can I borrow your Jeep? Will you give me $10,000? I need money up front. Like he's got no scarcity whatsoever. He's got no fear. He's got no sense of rejection whatsoever. He has been cleared of all that stuff. That is a valuable skill set. So I was doing a clubhouse yesterday, and I asked him that question, where does that come from? How do you teach other people that? Whether it be Lakin on my team asking a person for money, like you owe us money, I need you to pay your bill. Whether it be Eric asking for a sale, I'm about to ask you for $25,000. Whether it be Mike who's helping build out the Greatness Factory, tell a person, we're making a decision today. Coach is tired of messing around about this, man. You either put his office up in 4 weeks or we're going to find somebody who can. Like that is so critical to prey drive, right? It's like I have an instinct, I need to take an action. I have an instinct, I need to take an action. I have an instinct, like I need to ask right here, but I'm afraid to ask. If I ask, I'll be scared. Like we are so afraid of asking another person for something. We need to have the guts to ask other people for something, to remove a spirit of rejection and fear. Some will want what you have, some won't. So what? Keep on moving. It's that simple. Some people are interested, some are not interested. So what? Who cares? But you got to ask, right? And finally, I'll finish with comparison, like this concept of jealousy. Some of you may have fear of missing out. FOMO, that's where you see something, you want to be involved in it, so you need to get in on it. That's actually a prey drive activator, is fear of loss. But I would tell you, when you're comparing, compare up. Most people ain't going to tell you this. They tell you, oh, you're doing really good in comparison to other people. When I was a basketball coach, people say you're doing really good in comparison to those other coaches that never won a championship. Coach, you're winning 20 games a year. You're doing better than other people. It's so easy for me to buy that garbage. I wasn't satisfied with that. I wanted to compare up. Who's the number one coach in Tennessee? Who's the number one coach in the world? Right? Like that is what I'm trying to get involved in. So if you're out there today and you got these negative emotions, I'm doing this webinar. You can go back and watch on YouTube on the negative side of prey drive. I'm really going to go deep on these negative emotions and how to convert. Think of it like fuel, like rocket fuel. It's conversion. In the old days, maybe I get embarrassed, so I don't do anything. Maybe I get my feelings hurt, so I don't do anything. Maybe I think I don't fit in, so I don't do anything. Maybe I don't think I'm good looking enough, so I don't get anything. Maybe right now it's like conversion. Thank you. Fear, you're my friend. Disappointment, you're my friend. Anger, you're my friend. Rejection, you're my friend. Lack of focus, man, you're my friend. All of these things I need. I need rocket fuel. And if you notice, Jack, I was listening to something about Cardone on the show, because the show's an incredible show called Undercover Billionaire. I highly recommend that you watch it. A lot of business lessons in this. He said the first 7 times he called home to his wife said, you can do it, you're good, kind of like suck it up. And he hung up on her like 7 times. Like, look, right? Look, bitch, this ain't what I need. I need something else. And then she said my strategy wasn't working, so I shifted my strategy. And I started reminding him of all the people who didn't think he could make it, all the people that wanted to see him fail, all the haters that had said something about him on YouTube, all the people that wished that he went broke, all the people that woke up every day and tried to destroy his brand. And then she said one night, she started talking about, remember when so-and-so said you couldn't do it, and so-and-so said you'd never make it, and so-and-so tried to ruin you on YouTube, and so-and-so sued you. And then he hung up on her that night, but she said, I knew I had accomplished my mission. Then he had the pray drive, conversion. Some people need that conversion to go do big things in the world. I'm Coach Michael Burt. Every week, I come into your life. I can't wait for you to come see me at the New Greatness Factory. We're building out an incredible studio. I can't wait for you to come see me here. But put on your schedule February 18, 19 at my lodge, 17, 18 at my lodge, Person of Interest. You really need to be at the Person of Interest boot camp, February 17 and 18. It's going to be a game changer for you. I'm Coach Michael Burt. This has been Super Coach.